What is up, guys? Nick Hernandez back here with another episode of NHTV. Today I have something a little different for you to review. This is the Amazon Kindle Fire HD8, and I'm convinced that this is something that you should want if you're looking for a new tablet. This tablet was released in late September 2016 and is Amazon's most recent addition to the Kindle Fire lineup to date. This version is a 16GB ad-supported blue version, but it also comes with 32GB of storage, a non-ad supported version, and in black, magenta, or tangerine colors. The overall design is of an all-plastic feel that is of the hard touch material and not the soft touch material. But this just feels like a sturdy device, and I was rather impressed with the heft and feel of the device in the hand. It is not heavy enough to be considered unbearable to hold, and not light enough to feel cheap. More on that later. Button placement is not necessarily the best, but the tactile feel is really enjoyable. Best I felt on any plastic device, period. The bezels on the front are also wide enough that you won't accidentally touch the screen, which gives a nice grip when reading books or watching videos. Speaking of the screen, let's talk about the 720p display. It's nothing to write home about, but I was rather impressed with the quality. The color accuracy seems nice to my eyes, and there is enough detail to satisfy your needs at this price point. I especially like to view the display under the blue light filter that Amazon has built into the software. I do most of my reading at night, and I feel as though I have been able to get a slightly better sleep and able to wake up better in the morning when using this display to read in the dark as opposed to my OnePlus 3's night mode display. One thing that could be better is viewing angles, but it is only a small complaint and something that can be easily ignored. Watching videos and playing games is an enjoyable experience on this display, but what's not enjoyable are the speakers. There are two bottom-mounted stereo speakers on this device, and they sound nice but lack one specific feature: overall loudness. The speakers just don't get loud enough in most scenarios, which makes you want to revert to using headphones. Don't get me wrong though, these Dolby Atmos speakers have good sound quality, but when you can't hear it through the speaker, it really defeats the purpose. The Fire HD has two cameras equipped, one being a 2 megapixel rear-facing camera with up to 720p video recording, and the other being a front-facing VGA camera. Let's just say that they aren't very good, and should not be a factor in whether you are buying this device or not. Performance has seen a boost over the regular HC7 in the RAM department, but not in the processor department. This tablet comes with a MediaTek quad-core processor that is clocked out at 1.3 GHz and 1.5 GB of RAM. From a day-to-day perspective, there is no complaints. Opening and closing apps is a nice and smooth experience, and there seems to be little or no lag when playing games or surfing the web. The problem lies in multitasking performance. The 1.5 GB of RAM just doesn't seem to cut it. I can open up 4 apps consecutively and try to go back to the first app that was open, and most of the time, the first app will need to reload as a result of the little RAM available. Maybe the 0.5 GB of RAM to make a full 2 GB of RAM would be the ultimate difference. But as of right now, that is the only thing really holding this tablet back in terms of performance. The zippiness of the opening and closing of apps may be most attributable to software as it is to processor performance. This software is running Amazon's in-house Fire OS 5.3.2.1, which is based on Android 5.1.1 Lollipop. But this software does not look like any type of normal Android that you have seen, since it is heavily skinned. For starters, the home page has multiple tabs that you can swipe from left to right that will show things like books, videos, games, shop, apps, music, etc. Now these screens show both your content and the content that is offered by none other than Amazon. Swiping up from the home tab will show you all of the apps that are offered on the device. This device is heavily bloated with Amazon content apps like the App Store, which I will get to in a second, Shop Amazon, Amazon Video, Amazon Music, Amazon Books, and Amazon Newsstand. You get the point. Swipe down from the top of the device and you get the normal Android look with both the Quick Action Center and a Notification Center. Tap the setting toggle and you will also get to similar Android settings screen. The main differences are the parental controls and profile and family library. These two sections are centered around building a profile for everyone in the family that are centered around giving each profile a personalized experience and to limit the content that can be allowed to download and view for some of the users of a younger age. This also ties into Amazon's Free Time Unlimited app that allows you to limit the time that your child may use the tablet so that they can play less games and spend more time reading or focusing on more educational features. Another feature that has arrived on the Kindle Fire HD8 is Amazon's own AI system, Alexa. You may have heard about Alexa through their Echo and Echo Dot products, and this version works in the same fashion here. Much like Siri or Google's AI system, you get some good and some not good with Alexa. Ask things like weather and sports scores, and Alexa will be able to provide that information to you without a problem. But try to ask secondary questions, and Alexa will have some trouble carrying out the demands. Just to give you some insight, here are a few examples. Who do the Atlanta Falcons play today?
The Falcons will play later today at 4:25 p.m. in Los Angeles against the Rams.
What is the stadium of the Seattle Seahawks?
Sorry, I don't know the answer to your question.
Who is Aroldis Chapman?
I can't find the answer to the question I heard.
The last thing I want to talk about in the software aspect is the App Store. The App Store is lacking, and that is no secret. But in today's age, the problem really isn't content like most people will tell you. There are enough games and multimedia apps in the App Store that will allow you to use this tablet to keep you from getting bored. The problem lies in selective apps offered by Google like YouTube and Chrome that are not offered in the App Store and are a major part of most people's workday. But for $90, this really isn't a deal breaker. And that's really the point of this tablet. $90 gets you a tablet with good performance, a good screen, great battery life, which, as a side note, lasted me multiple days, and great standby times during my testing, great content offered by the Amazon App Store and online store, Prime member or not, and an overall great experience. This tablet will not compete with something like an iPad mini or Pixel C, but it's a damn good tablet to consider. You get a lot for your buck, and it is cheap enough to even offer as a gift, which can't be said about most devices. I'll keep this device even though I have an older LG G Pad because it really makes me feel like I got a lot for my buck. If you're on the fence about getting this device, then I would say it is worth it. Thanks again for watching another video of mine. I would like to say thank you to everyone who's come out and subscribed to my channel, and if you like this video, be sure to click the thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel for all of my future content. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitter at my handle @NickHearnTV. Make sure to stay tuned for my next video where I will be reviewing the Echo S3 and the Pro 3. Thanks again guys, and I'll catch you in my next video.